Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome into the Learning Lab. And in today's lab, I want to share with you my interpretation of a tote bag created by Sherry at the Posh Paper Lady. Come on in and let's get started. So I had YouTube playing in the background as I normally do, and up popped Miss Sherry using these two items to make a tote bag. And I was like, I have those two items. Let me go ahead and give it a try. And so I did. So let me bring in my version of the tote bag that she made. So before I share mine, let me give you a little journey into where my mind was going. As you know, if you follow my channel, I was organizing my dies and embossing folders, and I was covering some of those wine cardboard containers that you get with this contact paper. And so I had out some of my alcohol marker pens, and I thought, well, let me color this in and see what it looks like. Then I thought, well, I don't want to use up all my alcohol marker pens on that. And then I remembered some Sharpies that I had gotten. I think it was a 5-pack or a 6-pack that had a lot of different colors in it. And so right down here, you can see where I actually started to color some of that in blue. But this was the springboard for creating my bag, with the original idea coming from Sherry and her sister. So on to the bag. So on Sherry's bag, she took her paper all the way up to the top. I decided not to do that because I wanted to apply some vinyl across here. Any little phrase or word, the queen is here, coffee and me, coffee, 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 whatever it is, I find that I want to put on there. So that's why I left the top clear. Then one other thing I did was I put some beading around here. This beading came from the Dollar Tree, and this is what it looks like. And as you can see, there's a nice ombre of colors running through there. And this is the one that I elected to use on my bag. Very pretty. And I just glued that down with some of the reptile glue. There are several other options that you can use instead of beads on here. This is some of the pearl ribbon trim from the Dollar Tree. You could also replace that with this black and white gingham that they have, or you can just use some of their satin ribbon, many different colors, to match whatever you decide to use on your bag. This was my mock-up, and I was playing around with it, trying to decide what all I wanted to do. So this was some repurposed ribbon. I think it came on a gift box that I had. I probably wouldn't use white on my bag because it'll get so dirty from being carried. But what I did here was I put an eyelet in there, and then I was able to string my ribbon through. When you look on the inside, I have a knot there. Were I to do this again, I wouldn't knot it. I think what I would do is just pull that all the way through, bring it up, and take it to the sewing machine or something before I assembled it together, and just put a stitch right across there to hold it, because I think that'll just give it a more polished, finished look. So one other issue I ran into when I did this was the sides. Initially, I only had this going around the bottom. But once I put it together, you could see on the inside the glue. And it was showing up. So I just cut another piece to fit the size and put that up there, and then put my trim around all of it. So once I was done, I went around looking for other things to decorate it. Sherry had put a flower on hers, and I thought that was really cute. I didn't do that, but what I did do was I put on this charm key ring. Yeah, I know it's not the right color, but I just wanted to see what it would look like. I am in the process of learning how to make these, and this is actually a paper bead. I think the lady who makes these, I'm just gonna commission her to make up a ton in different colors that I need, and then that can be attached to the outside. And I'm just hanging that from the ribbon. And I just thought it was cute. I was like, okay. Now, another thing is the handle. When I first did this, I wasn't sure if I wanted my handles to come across the front this way. But then I realized if it comes across the front like this, when you drop it down, it might interfere with whatever I have on here. So I don't know. I'm kind of going back and forth with how I want this handle to go on. This was just a quick little mock-up of this bag. I definitely will keep this one and use it for myself, but I had a lot of those cutting mats, and so now I'm going to sit down and make about 8 of these little bags and then decide what colors I want to color these in. And again, it's going to be based on the trim that I have. These would be darling for a bridal shower, for your wedding party. Possibilities are truly limitless. Thank you, Sherry and Sherry's sister, for the inspiration on this. Absolutely loving mine. As always, thank you for joining me in the Learning Lab. Please be sure to check out my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. Until then.